Okay, folks, we're back for more Reddit posts for musicians and bands. I thought this one was a pretty good one. Hopefully that you might enjoy this too. So, musicians of Reddit, what was your oh no moment surrounding a gig or performance? Throw my life away says, realizing there were more people on stage than in the audience. Been there, bro. Bad night. Mick D. Mouser says, was doing a solo that was pretty long and I forgot to take a deep breath, but I couldn't stop at the end and I nearly passed out. Paper Mache Pigeon agrees and says, dang, I've been there too many times. And then response was, yeah, there were more, but it was really, I had to act fast to catch my breath. Let's see. Row 588 says, played my solo 4 measures early. I managed to make it through without sounding wrong to the audience, but everybody else in the band knew I was wrong. Oh, man. The last band I was in, the guitar player and drummer and I, we would exchange looks like if we heard the other one mess up. But we just did it for fun. It wasn't like, oh, you dumb so-and-so. It was more like, huh, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, we know. We're docking your pay. Clog T says, ever take acid before a show? Please don't. Okay, I'll take that advice to heart. He goes on to elaborate and says, I thought it would make me a super guitar player and I'd have the best set ever in this cover band that I had. What it did was, from my perspective, apply a constant Doppler effect to all the sounds coming in. From everyone else's perspective, it sounded like I applied sloppy crap storms effect to all of my sounds coming out. I was asked to stop playing. Ooh, man. That's rough. Let's see. The Tassie Piper says, I'm a high school student piper, new to local police pipe band. My PM pipe major asked me if I would like to play for the police graduation. Extremely serious, high-stakes event. I agreed. I have to play the fastest tunes memorized and march to the most awkwardly syncopated tunes ever. I have until September this year to get everything good. Please pray for me. I can see where that would be scary. The high stakes definitely had me worried. Let's see what else we got today. Let's look this one up. Musicians, performers, artists of Reddit. What was your nightmarish gig? Okay, I can't pass that up. That's clickbait, and I'll take it. The response to that would be from my wife's Fedora. Any gig where I have to play for 4 hours is always a slog. Bill's words. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'll just say Bill's. I've played a mixed bag for 4 hours. Definitely a half and half. I know some pretty killer musicians that followed us at the time too, so it depends on how weird you're allowed to get. Well, okay. The bum answers and says, the DJ for a wedding with no booze. That's his nightmarish gig. So people went outside to drink and smoked while 4 kids danced. Wow. And that was a wedding? So you got paid probably a couple grand for a couple of kids to dance? I don't know if that'd be nightmare. It sounds more like dream. You just set the thing on play and go. Let's see. The Bum 2 also goes on to elaborate and says he played Frozen twice. It's some other Disney music. Oh, that's fun. What else we got today? All right, staying with the theme of nightmarish gigs. I played a crap hole bar during a snowstorm once. About 10 people showed up and the power went out twice. Mr. Ghostwork. Moods Point. Some random brewery in southern Alabama where we were a blues rock type band. A bunch of rednecks in the corner kept telling us to play La Bamba. And we played our next song on the set list. They started screaming boo and throwing trash at us. Roll Tide. I don't think they mean that part. I believe that was with lots of sarcasm. See, Mad Bassoon says a small theater house needed a bassoonist for their musical. As a high schooler who played this musical instrument before, I was happy to do so. It was awful. Theater never had a musical before and didn't realize that you needed space for the musicians. We played in the audience seats and everything. Audience members that were around us in this small theater house, and I and a couple others had to sit in the aisles so that our instruments could even fit. There were 8 of us, and at least 4 who were adults over 40 were unable to even play the music come showtime. Wow. No matter how soft we played, you simply couldn't hear the actors. Not to mention how bad the props and costumes and everything else looked. Oh my gosh. That definitely counts. Made some good friends through that experience, though, and I will never, ever go to that theater again. Edit on mobile, sorry for formatting. Whew, that is scary. I stole your chocolate. This one was at a School Talents concert. I had meant to do a drum cover to Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. It went so horribly wrong. Me and somebody else, I don't remember who he was, had to set the whole drum set up, and we had about 15 minutes before we got on stage, so we ended up rushing. Certain parts of the drum set were missing as a result. I only ended up with a snare, a hi-hat, the lowest tom-tom, and a bass pedal. The worst part about all of it was I made the fatal mistake of putting it in the position of the left-handed drummer, and I am right-handed. Why would you do that? Nerves are a crazy thing. When you're nervous, you're not thinking clearly, and you will make the most weird decisions thinking that it makes sense at the time, but when you go to carry through, you see how silly your brain can get under pressure. Let's see. So as a result, it sounded like crap. I could barely perform well at all. I wanted to die that entire time. I still got praise from most attendees, but this has put me off the idea of ever performing at a school concert again. Deleted member says, some random crappy bar in the countryside. We struggled to get the place. The crowd was okay, but the stage was, well, non-existent. So we were way too close to each other. I hit 3 different guys with my bass while headbanging. The sound was average to crappy. Place was nearly pitch black, and our singer got caught into the mosh and punched a guy. Ooh. On second thought, it wasn't that bad, all things considered. Okay, and Scotty Bass has the last post where he says, was in a band where we had 2 albums and some great original tunes. It could have gone places if we had only had a good manager. But our singer-guitarist used to book us lame-butt gigs out of town with next to nothing promotion ever being done for those places. So we would travel for many hours one way just to sit up in front of 3 people. Most of the time, even expecting that to happen, our singer would always claim that it was for the exposure. Wow, for the exposure. That is an infamous line used by many bar owners, many managers, many people who just don't want to pay you. So when you hear the words, just do it for the exposure. Just grab your gear, pack it up, walk out. But do it with a smile on your face. Thanks for listening to the Musicians of Reddit. And if you like this kind of content, just please subscribe and like and leave comments below about your own experiences. I know I have several. I might read some of those to you guys sometime. Thankfully, I have more good experiences than bad. I have some of my bad experiences that were completely my fault. I have no one else to blame but me, but left me completely red-faced in front of lots of people. I'll share those just because maybe somebody can learn from it, and maybe it'll help me get over the trauma of the moment. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for listening.